What do we do with our overripe bananas? Hi, I'm Joyce with Grow Your Green Family. I'm going to share with you today my 3 favorite ways to use up overripe bananas. I know for us, our kids will go through periods where they are devouring bundles of bananas within a day or two, and we're constantly having to buy more and more and more. And then all of a sudden, it's like crickets, right? The next thing you know, the bananas are sitting there for days on end and nobody wants them, and you try to get the kids to eat them and everybody says no, and you end up with sometimes it's 1 or 2, sometimes I'll have a whole bundle of bananas that I have to figure out what to do with. So I started getting creative with this idea. So I want to share with you my 3 favorite ways. I know everybody says banana bread, banana bread. I don't bake. I'm a terrible baker, so nothing ever turns out right. And I tend to eat everything. You know, if I made banana bread, I would just eat it all. You know, so I don't tend to bake things. So my suggestions for you, here are my top 3. What I like to do is, if you have a bunch of ripe bananas and you do like to bake, or you've got a birthday coming up or something like that, a really quick and easy way to use them up is to peel them, put them in a bowl and mash them up. Now these are your really ripe, banged up, bruised ones, so they're going to be nice and sweet and really soft. And so you can mash them up with a fork or with a masher. You can add a dollop of honey if you feel like you need to. And I like to add a 1 drop of lemon essential oil, or you could do a wild orange or something like that. Make sure you read the bottle and that it's meant for internal use. Do not use any essential oils in your cooking if the bottle is not labeled safe for internal use. If it is, you can add 1 drop of lemon essential oil or another citrus to your mashed up bananas, and it makes a homemade frosting. When my daughter was, one of my daughter's birthday parties, I made a homemade birthday cake. It was lemon, and that was what I used as a lemon frosting, was mashed up bananas. I used a whole bunch of them, probably at least a whole bundle, if not maybe even close to 2. And then I mashed them up, I added a little honey, I put 1 drop of lemon essential oil in there, I mixed it all up, I frosted the cake with it. It was a huge hit with my family, so definitely give that a try. That's an easy one. You don't have to do anything with them, you don't have to freeze them or anything. The next way that I like to use up my oils is, first I have to, or my bananas, before I get to being able to use them, I do have to freeze them. So what I like to do is I peel them, I chop them into around 1-inch chunks, and you can see here I have, and I like to stand them up on their side. See how they'll kind of roll around? And they're a little banged up, bruised, I don't care. So I keep them on their side, and I just stick this in the freezer. This is just 1 banana, and that's all I have today to freeze. So I just do it on a plate, stick it in the top part of my freezer, 20-30 minutes, just until they're pretty firm. Pull them out, and I can throw them in a baggie and keep them in the freezer. I pull out a chunk or 2 at a time and throw them into my smoothies. That way I'm not eating a whole banana at a time. That's a lot of banana to put into a smoothie. So just 2, maybe 3 chunks in a smoothie is perfect. So that's a second way you can use them up. Don't stress about them. Just, oh, these ones are getting close to being overly ripe, so I'm gonna peel it, blah, 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 put it on a plate, store it in the freezer. I mean, it's so easy. You don't have to even do anything. It's just a quick couple of seconds, right? So your second way to use them up is to put them in your smoothies after they're frozen. And the third way to use them up, and this is great if you like sweet treats and you're having a hard time, you may be trying to get away from ice cream, or you want to give your kids a sweet treat that's not ice cream, or maybe you're looking for a non-dairy ice cream option. There's a lot of people out there that don't handle dairy well. The non-dairy ice creams can be kind of expensive. So this is a non-dairy ice cream option for you that is freaking awesome. Okay, are you ready for this? So store up your frozen banana chunks, and when you've got a decent sized amount, you can do 1 banana and whip up your own personal size ice cream bowl. But if you've got kids and you want to make a batch, you might need to freeze, you know, think about like 1 banana per person. So if you've got 3 or 4 frozen bananas in there, you don't have to chop them up if you don't want to. You can just freeze the whole banana if you know you're going to make ice cream with it, or you can do the chunks. It doesn't matter. So I just did this. I threw 1 banana's worth frozen chunks that I had in the freezer into my food processor, and I whip it around. Now when you whip it around, I put a tiny splash of coconut milk in there, just a tiny splash. You do not want to make a smoothie or a shake. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I want to make a scoopable ice cream that you could even put on like an ice cream cone, right? So a tiny splash of coconut. I did add a tiny drop, a couple of drops of some organic vanilla extract. You could add extra stuff to it, but I would whip it first. So just the bananas, or add a little vanilla, a little coconut milk, and then check this out. It's literally scoopable ice cream. This is my ice cream scoop. It's kind of dripping now because it's been a couple minutes. But I could easily, it looks a little chunky when you first blend it because it doesn't have any liquid in it. But when you take out your blade and just sort of start scooping it around, it'll meld into a ball like this, and you can scoop it out, put it on an ice cream cone. It looks like vanilla ice cream. So it tastes really delicious. Look at that, it's even stuck to the scoop. So fabulous way to get some ice cream, you know, feel like you're getting a treat, but it's non-dairy and it's healthy, it's low calorie, it's got lots of good nutrition in it, and it's cheap. I mean, how much is a banana these days? 50, 60 cents? That's pretty cheap for a nice little ice cream treat. After you've blended it, you can also throw in some nuts, you could throw in some cinnamon, you could throw in powdered peanut butter is a big hit at our family's house. You could add frozen fruit chunks, whatever you want to, drizzle some chocolate syrup over it, whatever sounds good. So those are my 3 ways to use up your ripe bananas. Mash it into a frosting, you can freeze it into chunks and put it in your smoothie, or freeze it into chunks and make a natural ice cream for your kids and your family. I think you guys are going to love these. If you would, and you try these, feel free to post in the comments. Let me know what you think of them. And even post on my Facebook page and give us some pictures. I'd love to see you guys enjoying your ice cream, or tell me how you like it, all that sort of thing. So that's all I've got today. Thanks for joining me. Feel free to read the content below this video if you want to get a little bit more detailed information about exactly what I'm doing. And as always, you're welcome to join my community of Grow Your Green Family. Just go to the main website, www.growyourgreenfamily.com, and put in your name and your email address on the right side of the page, and we will get you connected with our community. You get coupons from local wellness businesses, calendar updates on calendar events that are going on, wellness events going on in the area, and occasional, every week or two, you'll get an email from me with some of my blog content and just some updates about what we're doing. So thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.